Welcome. In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at how to add a pivot table report into the SXP Employee Portal. So let's start. I want to actually start out here. Let's go into the Employee Portal. And from the Employee Portal, if you're not familiar with the Employee Portal, this is a portal that gives your sales executives, your sales managers, your sales reps the ability to see real-time sales data and other data, financial reports, anything you want to share out into a secure portal. And the portal is accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, literally from any web-enabled device. And it does come with some reports out of the box. And so if I slide over the main menu, you'll see there's a general report section, and I've got some general reports out here. If I go into, let's go ahead and let's go up to sales reports here. You can see that out of the box, there's a couple of sales reports. And I've actually added one here called Sales Pivot. But we're going to do this from scratch. We're going to add another pivot table report based on sales data, but we're going to do it from start to finish. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start here in SAP Business One. Now, the SXP Employee Portal is managed from within SAP Business One. So one of the nice features of this is in administration, if we go into add-ons and add-on manager, you have the ability then to start up that add-on. So the SXP Manager add-on, this is what will enable the menu within the SAP menu system here to manage that portal from within SAP Business One. So it's great because you don't have to update settings in two different places. Right? It's all managed right from here. All right, so we want to go in, and first thing is we need a query. That's where this starts. We need a query. So what I've done in preparation for this meeting is I've created a query. I've put it in the sales file cabinet. And in here, I've called it pivot table. Let's find it, sales report. And let's just run that query real quick. So if we think about a pivot table report, what we're really doing is we're creating a bunch of puzzle pieces. And that pivot table concept allows us to create all kinds of different pictures from those puzzle pieces. So when you're thinking about a query for a pivot table, you want to make sure it has a lot of detailed information in separate columns or separate puzzle pieces so you can create all kinds of different pictures. As an example, here's some of the columns that I've added, and I've done this in SQL with case statements. And so, as an example here, the order status is either O or a C, but I've made it a little more user friendly, right? Through a case statement, I've got here order closed or order open. Um, Posting date, due date. Now I've also added in, I've pulled a year out because I might want to look at 2025, all of 2025 compared to 2024, right? So think of those different puzzle pieces. And I did the same thing with month. I'm grabbing territory and then customer group as well as the customer, the business partner, the item group. Now, I've got roughly about 10,000 items in my database, which is considered relatively small actually. But because I have so many items, I've created a user-defined field called subgroup. And so I've got the ability within an item group to create subgroups. And that's what I'm seeing here. So you also want to include any user-defined fields that you've added that again would make good puzzle pieces for your pivot table report. And so we've got the item group, the item code. I've also added item type. Is it an inventory item? Is it a service item? This is a standard field, but I've just changed what's being displayed here through a case statement. Now, if I slide all the way over, and then we've got, again, the basics, what was sold, what was our price after the discount, a row total, what was our profit, who was the rep, the row status, is that open or closed? Then because we may have some open sales orders, wouldn't it be nice to know if they could be fulfilled, right? So I've concluded what's in stock, allocated, and on order right out of the inventory system. So a lot of good stuff in there for reporting, and there's a SQL. It's really pretty straightforward, basic SQL. So let's go ahead and now to make this report visible to the employee portal, I do need to save it into a special file cabinet. And in that file cabinet is called the B1 Query Portal. So we're going to save that report in here. And if we open that up, let's look to see here. Let's call it, we'll give it a name. I think I've done this already. Let me see. Let's take a quick look here. Here it is. Yes, MW All Sales Details. I'm going to preface it with my initials. I recommend doing that or even adding in a revision or something because sometimes these reports change. And we'll go ahead and save that. So now I can find this report a lot easier because I have a lot of sales reports in there. Yep, we'll go ahead and overwrite. All right, so that's the first step. You get that query the way you want it with all the bits of information. And then we save that query into the appropriate file cabinet. And again, here's our query manager. Let's go back up to the top there. You can see a lot of sales reports. But the query employee portal will only recognize queries that begin with the B1 Web API. All right, we're ready. We've got our foundation. Now we're ready to start adding this report into the employee portal. So we're going to do that by going into Manage Reports. And in here, the application, we're going to select the employee platform. And this now lists all of the reports that are in the employee platform. And I can, narrow down that list, categorize the reports however I want, and so forth. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep it simple here. We're going to click on the plus symbol, and we're going to add a new report. Now, what do we want to call this report? Um, well, let's give it a good name here. We'll keep it the same thing. We'll call it MW dash sales pivot. And let's category. This is a sales report. So we're going to put it here in sales reports. Now I can add a description if I want to. It's optional. And then the type of report is really important. In this case here, we need to select pivot for pivot table. Now, this is where you see those B1, those queries, right? So these are the queries in the query generator. If we bring up the query generator real quick, you can see that this is only showing those categories over here. And that's why it was important for us to save our query into I use this one here, the query portal, but again, you could really use any of those. So we're going to select over here, we're going to select the query portal. Let's close that. And now let's look for our report. Now you can see there's a lot of reports out here, and that's why I think by putting your initials here, something will really help identify those. That loads in our query. So that's the query we'd created. And now comes security. Who has access to this report? And now this is a role-based security system. So you can pick and choose what roles of users will have access to this report. Sales executives, sales managers, can the sales user access this? I'm just going to go ahead and say everyone can, because that's the kind of guy I am. And now we'll go ahead and add our new report. All right, so what we've done now is we've added this brand new report, and it's in here somewhere. Here we go. MW all sale, just saw it. There we go. Here it is right there. So that's our report, and you can see we've got it in the category sales reports. Now the report has been made available. Now what we need to do, step 3 here. Step 1, create the query. Step 2, add that query as a report visible to the portals. And now step 3 is to put it on the menu. So we're going to go into Manage Menu. And in here, we're going to select the employee platform because we have two platforms. We have the employee platform and the partner platform, which was formerly called the customer portal. All right, and so we want to add something into the menus. So let's open that up a little bit. And we're going to click the plus symbol. And now this is where we're going to give it a name. What name is actually going to be on the menu? In this case here, let's call this all sales history, all sales history for all orders. There we go. So that's something we can remember. I'm going to go ahead and copy that just in case. Okay, so the category here is this is a pivot table, of course. And now we're going to drill down and we're going to connect this to the report we just created. And you can see it right here in W Sales Pivot. And you can expand these columns if you need to. But that's it right there. There's that report. And again, that's why I'm using my initials. It really helps when you're doing this, especially if you're adding a lot of reports. Now, there's this option in the portal called icons, menu icons. So you can leave it empty for now, or you can come back and if you want, you can choose an icon. And we're going to go ahead and add our report to the menu. Now this puts it in at the bottom. So here we can see all sales history for all orders. So we're going to grab that, and we don't want to see it at the very bottom here underneath administration. We want to move this up in the list a little bit, probably to maybe the reports menu. So what we want to do is using the arrows on the side here on the right, we're going to bring this up. So we're moving it up. Now it's in the move it up past the system category, past, you can see here, it's got a lot of categories to move up. All right, so now we're at sales reports. And this will actually be a menu item below sales reports and above finance. Well, we want this actually inside of sales reports. So we need to indent it. And we do that by clicking on the right arrow up top. Now this report becomes a child of the sales reports category. And we're going to go ahead and update our menu. That's it. We've added that report. Now let's go. Now the fun begins. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to sign out of the portal. Back, let me close it. I'm going to go ahead and sign back in. We're going to log back into the employee portal. There we go. Um, let's give it a second. All right. So we're back in. Now let's open up the main menu. Let's come over to sales reports and look at that. There's our new report, all sales history for all orders. Now, the first time you run a pivot table report, the report, well, really, there is no report. It's an empty set of puzzle pieces. It's like a box of puzzle pieces. And now you've got to begin to put those puzzle pieces together. The other thing that happens is it also loads that report into the cache. So the next time it becomes faster and executes much quicker. There we go. So now we're looking at a box full of puzzle pieces. And you've got really three key areas. Data items you want to see here, like totals, those kinds of things. Column fields here, maybe dates, periods, and then your row fields. So let's start by looking at some totals. So let's bring in, why don't we bring in row total? Let's bring that in. There we go. We can see a row total of all our orders. Now remember, this is inception to date, and I've got 20 years of data in here maybe. So, so that's our row total. And now we might also want to see row gross profit. So let's look at that. So we can see a total of our profitability and our sales total. Now, how do we want to break these down? Well, we might want to look at profitability. Let's start by sales rep. So we're going to drag our column data there. Now I can see for each sales rep what their sales total was, and of course their profitability. And I think now you're getting the idea with the puzzle pieces. Now, let's say that we only want to focus on profit. So we're going to remove row total. We throw that back into the box. But what we want to do is we want to look at this profitability over time. So we need some sort of a date indicator. And I don't want to use posting dates. That would be too many columns. What I might want to do is use posting year. So let's drag posting year and drop that there. Now I can see how each sales rep has performed year over year over year. Now these all have built-in filters. So if I want to do a comparison of this year to last year, then I just select those two columns. And now I'm looking at profitability by rep this year compared to last year. Now, if I want to go even further, let's go ahead. Let's go back into our filter here and let's remove 2024. So let's focus on this year. And then with this year, let's add in posting month. There we go. And now I'm able to see my profitability by rep every month this year. Now we'll go, let's change it up a bit. Let's see what these folks are selling. So I might want to see there might be, so many items that this report might get too long. So what I might want to start out by doing is saying, all right, well, let's see what they're selling by item group. So we're going to grab item group. We're going to drag and drop that. Here we go. So now I can see what item groups are being sold by these reps and see what that profit is month by month by month. Now, this is pretty good. I'm going to keep this. So what I want to do at this point is we're going to save this view so you can memorize the different views. So in here, what we want to do is we're going to give it a name. So let's call this sales profit by rep for 2025 all months. And we can make this available to other users if we choose to. And now I've got this drop-down report. Now let's remove item group. Let's throw that back into the stack. And let's remove our filter here. Let's just leave it like this. Now we're going to save this view as a different report. Now in this view, oops, let me cancel here. We're going to click Save View As, and we're going to put sales profit by rep. We're going to say for all months. There we go. And we'll save that. And so now I've got different reports that I can bring up or different views of the puzzle pieces. And so this one pivot table could probably generate, 100 different variations, if not more. So with that, that's a quick look at how easy it is to create a pivot table from start to finish. Thanks for watching.